little less. This is less than 8. This is 070, 080. And then we're doing the outside corner joints. This one was a little bit better, and then it gets big here because I ran this into this guy. But man, the other thing too, if you saw me, I kept cutting this because I would kind of get it in the heat zone before I needed to, because I was getting a little gunshot and I didn't want it to go away. So it starts balling up and being ugly on your fill rod. And then let me spin this around. Hopefully it's not too hot. So yeah, that vertical weld on these guys, and this one, you can, one of these I stuffed the freaking rod in. Oh, I think it was this guy. This guy, look at this. Look at this worm. Bleh. But this was the one, I believe, I didn't tack it. So I started going and it started being out. I was like, oh no. So that's why she's so pretty. But we got through it. It's the first time I was ever did it on a vertical on an outside corner like that, and I would imagine that that's not an easy joint, because if I struggled with it that much, I would imagine that's not a good joint. So if you're just learning TIG, definitely don't do that one, because you're not going to be happy with it. So on to the little side pieces. Let me clamp it up, set it up, and then I think that one we're going to go inside. So hopefully we can do a little bit better job on this. We'll have to extend the tungsten a little bit more, and then hopefully not dip it, but that should hopefully be a little easier because I can be steadied or whatever. You start freehanding it and it starts looking like a snake or a worm crawling up a wall. These inside little joints are tough. Oh, look at that. Almost like melted this. So we got our tacks done. You can see, I mean, I've been stuffing the freaking tungsten. Look at that one. I just refused to clean that one because it was so poor. But a couple of these are good. Some of this is dictated because of the way I had it clamped down and maneuvered, but I'm hoping now that these are tacked that we can kind of set it somewhere where it's easier to get to. But I've been having to stand up and do the foot pedal and all that, so yeah, it's definitely a new adventure, and we are making boogers, but it's fun. It gets frustrating, but I think we'll be able to stuff it together. Now that thing's tacked, we'll see if we can kind of get on a roll and make some little beads, hopefully.
Well, life is so love the one you got, 'cause you might get run over or you might get shot. Never start no static, I just get it off my chest. Never had to battle with no bulletproof vest. Take a small example, take a minute from me. Take all of your money, give it all to charity. Love is what I got, it's within my reach. And the subplot styles still straight from Long Beach. It all comes back to you, you're bound to get what you deserve. Try and test that, you're bound to get served. Love's what I got, don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets hot. Love is what I got. I said remember that. Love is what I got. I remember that. Love is what I got. I said remember that. Love is what I got. Why don't cry when my dog runs away? I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes. Hits the bottle and goes right to the road. Hit and fight, and it's all the same.
Man, oh man. We got this thing done. I'll tell you what, I feel like today was the first day of welding. Because it's funny, the stuff like, you know, if you get me on top like that, I could do those where it's easy access. These weren't terrible, right? Doing this on the outside. Yeah, I know there's contamination, whatever, but this is a belly pan. That one looks like a booger. But geez, oh geez, man. All the stuff in here, whoo-wee, that stuff. And then like down in here, and then trying to do that. Like the corners down here were a struggle. And then you can see we were just glob heroes, trying to do the best we could. A little dip in action. So, yeah, man, like especially the lap joints too. Those lap joints are pretty, you know, I practice those on the bench, but then when it comes to real world, and then you're kind of screwed. I'm glad I've done so many of them, because I really would have struggled with those, because I was struggling anyway, like out of position and stuff, trying to get that thing welded. But had I not done a lot of lap joints, it would have probably been even worse than it is. But it is stuck together. We didn't put any holes in it. It's funny because it's little cattywampus, but I don't think that's really going to matter too much. And it is a bit later in the day. I thought we were going to kind of cruise through this, so I got my ass handed to me. I'll be honest with you. I felt like it was my first day of TIG welding, but having to stand up again, be out of position, figure out how to hokey pokey this monstrosity on my little table here, and then working around all my junk that we got going. All in all, it's stuck together. I feel pretty good about it, or at least decent. Let's say decent. And the next thing will be to mount this up, throw it under the car, so I won't bore you or bother you guys with any of that stuff. I kind of wanted to share my onboard air system that we got, but that's later on down the road. And then let you guys know that if you're learning something like this, don't get discouraged. Just get through it, right? You know, one day we'll look back at this just like the hot side on my car and then just kind of make fun of it and laugh and be able to do this better. But you don't get there by not doing it. So that is the moral of the story. We'll hang this thing, and then hopefully we'll bring you guys videos next week. I'm going to take my camera. I'll take multiple. I have like a little GoPro guy, so we'll try to get like in-car footage. If there's anything really that I find cool there, I'll show you guys, but I'm not going to try to cover the event. I'm just going to go and have fun. And then we'll try to stuff cameras in the war cars if we're not all going at the same time. Maybe get some of their passes and see if we can share some of their footage in their adventure as well. So that is it. Thank you guys once again. Till next time, I'm out.
Boy, if you're with me, the police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the pump mother they're showing out. When I'm in your neighborhood, you better duck, 'cause I spew this crazy ass. As I leave, believe I'm something. I'm coming straight out of call.